Game number 1 in the grand final. We have a best of 5 on our hands and we're kicking things off with Haunted Mines. Saboteurs against Akatsuki. Saboteurs making it into the grand final through the winner's bracket and the Akatsuki with a loser's bracket run. Again, this is the last qualifier. It's qualifier number 5. We have 18 heroes that are fully banned for the tournament and every hero can only be played once within a series, meaning that as we progress through the maps, heroes or the hero pool becomes smaller and smaller. Teams have to think outside the box, which is the entire concept of Meta Madness. This is the entire idea, forcing teams out of their comfort zone and force them to play some heroes that they usually wouldn't play. Now, as we are in the last qualifier, that means we're heading into the playoffs next. There, the teams that qualify will play for the $2,000 of prize money. Again, everything put up by me this time, so I financed the entire event myself since we don't have a big sponsor here. I hope you guys enjoyed. So far, we had amazing games. Bit of an early Christmas present for the esports enthusiasts in the Heroes of the Storm community. And in game number 1, we have Medivh and Vikings banned. And by the way, on that note, when we're talking about the best of 5s here, we determine the starting map in every single grand final of the qualifiers. So most people will already have picked up on it. I also talked in some games about it previously. In the first qualifier, we had Haunted Mines as the starting map. In the second, I believe it was Blackheart's Bay. The third was Hanamura. The fourth was Warhead. And now we're going to use Haunted Mines again as the initial map. And from then on, players will again determine the maps here. So yeah, it should be good. Now, Saboteurs are obviously the team to beat. The Akatsuki, they've made an amazing run here. It was really important for them to get far in the tournament because the team was only formed in qualifier number 2, missed out on the 4th qualifier entirely, so it was pretty important that they would perform well in this context just so that they are able to, you know, make it into the playoffs. And they got a playoff slot ready, but you always want to make sure that you're ending as high up in the leaderboard as possible because it makes it easier for you when seeding comes into play than for the bracket in the playoffs themselves. Rhaegar is the first pick for Yasuo, as we are starting to get this done. And, well, let's have a little bit of a look here. Stukov banned, Jaina banned, okay, Rhaegar is an early pick on Haunted Mines. I mean, there's obviously the situation that you have like 2 different... Ooh, Zarya. I actually commented on the last series that Zarya does not see as much play as I expected her to have. So, interesting that she gets picked in the first game already. But as I was about to say, you have now the lower level, you have the mines. So when you're talking about this map, it's always a question of what are you going to do. When Sylvanas, for example, was still available as a choice, a lot of teams just simply picked Sylvanas, didn't even go into the mines and tried to just do structural damage. And if you fell into that trap of going just mindlessly for the objective, found yourself in the mines, and then lost the fort, then of course, no matter what you did with that golem, you were already trailing behind. Now, that was only at the beginning, but right now, Sylvanas is gone. You could still, I guess, technically go for Greymane, any hero that can really push here. We've seen a lot of Zagaras being played too that can dominate the map a bit. That would still be a choice here as well. But I'm kind of curious what the teams are going to pull off. With Mirrodin and Urel, we have a pretty standard start, obviously, for the Saboteurs into this. And now Falstad is getting banned out as well. So, one of the globals gone. Zarya is, of course, still looming over there, and I want to see what exactly they're going to pair her with. What is Masquerade going to pick? That's the big question. So, here comes Sonya, and she is quickly banned out. Having the shield on Sonya would be insanely annoying, so I actually think this is a really good reaction by the Saboteurs to the Zarya pick from the Akatsuki. And particularly with Darkmog, I mean, again, Darkmog loves to play heroes like Sonya, like Illidan, anything that is just aggressive, anything that is a big melee assassin, and the shield from Zarya is going to help him survive here. So Sonya would have been a fantastic choice. He goes for Thrall again, and we have Imperius as the main tank, played by Masquerade. So, there we go. Last double pick for the blue team. Dino and Rutsu are still there to make a choice. I guess taking Zarya also takes it away from Rutsu. So technically the Akatsuki might not necessarily favor the hero, but they know that Rutsu is very good with her, and there are chances that the Saboteurs would just simply rely on her themselves. So this does 2 things for you. It gives you a good choice, and it also takes one away from the opponent. Dino loves his Atanas, obviously, and he already plays the hero now in game number 1 with Rutsu adding Jimmy. Likely going to get stacks here. We get a couple of slows, actually, with Muradin, with Rhaegar. Could also play with Ace in the hole, but yeah, going for the dings, always kind of fun. So, final pick, they still need a healer. We're going for Banana Age's choice, and it is Deckard Cain, and that sets us up for game number 1. Grand final, everybody. Qualifier number 5, the final qualifier before we're heading into the playoffs. It's the Saboteurs against the Akatsuki. Game number 1, the blue team on the left, the Saboteurs with Hazops on Yrel, Yasuo on Rhaegar, Dino playing Artanes, Bad Benny with Muradin, and Rutsu is playing Reyna. So on level 1 we got Ace in the hole, no stacking for Rutsu this time, no ding 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 ding. We have Masquerade on Imperius playing for the red team, for the Akatsuki, Dartmok on Thrall, Cure on Cassia, Banana Age on Rhaegar, Deckard Cain, and Skog is playing Zarya in game number 1. Alright, so whatever caused that little break here, apparently we're good to go. We now have stacking for Cassia as her level 1 choice. So going straight into a little bit more Lightning Fury plays. And the 4-man at the bottom of the map is already getting swapped around a bit, so Skog is building up his shield, but is also losing a fair chunk of his hit points with Zarya, and they're getting chased hard. I mean, the entire 5-man is now at the bot lane, and everybody's going for Masquerade as it seems, but Benny gets turned on. Big swap against Zarya, and they might even get a kill here. They go for Dartmok again. Benny's also low. Everybody is just getting crushed here with the hit point pool, but nobody's dying. So huge amount of damage throughout the entire ranks of both teams, but nobody is getting dropped. Now all the way at the top, Dartmok is going back onto the solo lane. And Yrel is starting to move back down, was at least thinking about making a play here, but is now realizing that she needs to meet the pressure at the top. So that's going to be an established 1v1 as the 4v4 fight continues. And Benny nearly getting destroyed. So nobody has died yet. Everybody is fighting. Everybody is getting ready. Everybody is hoping to grab some of those pumpkins. We have 18 stacks already for Cassia. If those battles are doing one thing, then it is helping Cassia to stack. And this is a pretty respectable amount of level 1 stacks, considering how early in the game it is. Camp gets taken by the blue team. They might have to pay a price for it, though. No, they're getting out again. Still no kill. We had one fight after another ever since this game started. For the last 1.5 minutes, it was, I mean, pretty much a brawl. And nobody has died yet. So with that, we now have 21 stacks on Thunderstroke. Benny is starting to jump back out. They're taking another camp up here. Rhaegar is moving out, and with that, Hazops is sitting at the top against Dartmok. But yes, Cassia is definitely building up her damage as all of this continues. Now the mines get announced in just a moment, and then we're talking about Golem number 1. We have currently pressure against Thrall, and there's a rotation coming. If they get a swap here, for example, then they could actually take him down, but yeah, the swap misses, so a bit unfortunate for him. Level 4, by the way, we're getting pressed forward from Imperius, and we're also getting stacks again from Thrall, as we've seen before, so he's working on his Frost Wolf. 24 stacks now for Cassia, and the mines will open in 15 seconds. And then we're going to see if the teams are immediately making a move for it, or if instead we're just going to see them. Actually, they're already starting to gather up over here. I mean, again, not every single time that the mines are opening up, particularly with the early golems, are teams making a big play for it. Sometimes you just see them try and get structural damage in at the top when they realize that their opponent is going into the lower level. But already Jimmy and Rhaegar have made a move, so skulls are now starting to tick in for them. And in the meantime, we are having a push coming in right here for the top as they're breaking through this. So, quick hit, take down the wall, and that's exactly what I mentioned a moment ago. They have no interest in the mines, at least not just now. They can always go for the big golem. They're now making a play for it, but beforehand they were just interested in going for structures, taking the wall down, and just prepping for potential fort push a bit earlier. So as is, we now are still waiting for kill number 1, but the teams are now all centered around the boss. It's 42 skulls against 14, and maybe a kill there. Rutsu! And he gets killed. Jimmy is gone, and the rest is now coming out of the mines as well, as they're trying to go for Dino, which has so far not happened. With 56 skulls for the blue team, they obviously are going to have a slight skull lead no matter what happens down here, but the boss will be given up, and they're gonna grab that immediately. So, nice. I mean, at this point, what we have is also another play from Bad Benny and his boys for another pumpkin camp, so they know that they can't really contest the boss at the bottom end of the map anymore. They don't really need to either way. It's going to be a very... I mean, honestly, it's actually a little bit of an advantage here for the blue team. It's not that even. It's 58 to 42, so they are definitely a bit ahead. If they can now also pressure in with those pumpkins, that would be great. But then straight through the entrance comes the red team in the look of a second kill. They want another one as they're moving in here. Level 7 talents are kicking in for both of the teams at the same time, and it is Zarya that dies as they come in and take them out. Zarya is gone, pinpoint accuracy is in, golems are about to spawn, and even before they arrive, this bottom wall has nearly been destroyed. The gate is gone, the tower is next, and they might be able to even get the fort here. It's a pretty strong golem. At the top, we have Urel defending, so Harzop is doing his best. The gate, of course, was taken down previously, as mentioned. But down at the bottom of the map, the party continues. Oh yeah, we're going ham on this one. And Cassia just keeps stacking. 5 minutes in, and she's at 35 stacks. Pretty respectable. Murden has to jump out. Benny on his way to retreat once again. And Dino! Tannis does what he does best. He dies again. So, Tannis is down. Trash Tannis has been eliminated, and this boss is probably not gonna get the fort. It's insanely close though. Yes, very close. Then again, up at the top lane, bit of a different story, because over here the fort has indeed been taken out, and good news for the red team. So they're actually pulling a bit ahead on structures. Slight lead and experience for them too. Nothing too insane, but again, slowly starting to get this done. Benny wants to contest the camp. Imperius isn't here yet. Everybody's starting to move in. So now it's a 5 versus 4 for a couple of seconds. But Masquerade is about to appear. The camp still contested. Nice lunge. And Benny has to jump back out. But they already took the pumpkins. Now they try to go for Dark Mog. And it is Atanis that takes him down. Urel falls too though. So it's a kill for a kill. They're still attempting to chase this a bit harder. Particularly Cure is in trouble, honestly. He eats the Stormbolt too, but they want that Kane apparently, and they can't quite get the swap from Dino. So yep, the old geezer is making it out of the fight. Insanely close game again. I think we've really been blessed the entire tournament now with one close game after another. And in this particular instance, of course, the grand final, at least the starting map, seems to be pretty clutch. I have no idea what Darkmog is doing here though. If you've ever wanted to know what an honorable Sudoku looks like, that's exactly it. Thrall walked onto the point, into 4 heroes, started to solve a math puzzle, and just died a horrible death. So yeah, another quick look at this. I have no idea what exactly that was about. So yeah, honorable Sudoku by Thrall. He came, he saw, and he died. Ugh. Veni, Vidi, BG. So, now an early level 10. With that we have heroic abilities for the Saboteurs. And yeah, oh ho ho ho, hello sir. Bloodlust. Alright, I'm listening. Let's go. We get Bloodlust for Rhaegar. Yeah, all the damage. And on the other side we get Wrath of Ingirius, Sundering, and Deckard Cain of course is trying to tell people stories again until their ears bleed. If you want to avoid that, you have to kill him quickly, or he's going to tell you some tales of his heroics in World War I or whenever he was alive. Like, I don't know. Was that guy ever a spry chicken? Like, when was Deckard Cain alive? I mean, honestly, he's probably 200 years old or something. But yeah, either way. Careful. Nice ults overlap. Oh, Jesus. They're dropping everything on Benny. Yeah, he has absolutely no chance there. They dropped every single ult that they had on the man. Now Urel is trying to escape there too. And Hazops is able to pop his ult and then get out, while at least Reyna and Rhaegar have gotten some skulls for them. Rhaegar is actually pretty ambitious. He's trying to go for another one. And as a result, he is probably gonna die now. So yeah, once that they see that this one's taken, Yasuo, you better run, and you run fast. Run fast, run wild. Good one, good dodge. Channel, and at the top, Darkmoor gets caught, and nice! Rhaegar, Yasuo, you little master beta, you. Nice! That was well done. Baits them towards the top. They think they have a kill. Instead, they fall into the trap. And now he just pops his Bloodlust, and they're trying for another chase. And Dino gets a monster swap out. So not only do they go for Deckard Cain, and are likely going to get a kill there, the old man gone, but they also get Zarya down at the bottom of the map. And now they're coming for Cure, and they take him off as well. 7 kills to 4. Now they're popping off here. Really well done, and of course that also allows them to go straight in for the big bad golem. That's going to be a big one for them. So yeah, nicely done. I mean, this is perfect for them. They killed 3 heroes. They've taken a big lead here. They are also the ones to now get the much bigger objective, which is going to allow them to go for the top fort now, for sure. They already destroyed the fort at the bottom of the map. Initially with the golem, they weren't able to pull that off. But again, wasn't really needed. Later on, they had no problem there. I have no idea what Masquerade is doing. Apparently has a bit of a death wish as well. Not paying attention to the bottom, to the lower level. And as I say that, he gets reinforcements. And yeah, apparently was trying to go for a bit of a bait. But we do know who is the better master beta. It is definitely Yasuo. Both are French. Both equivalently talented here, but as is Masquerade, just not quite as successful. It was a nice little move, but it didn't result in a kill, so we still have to give Yasuo the upper hand in this particular contest. Level 13 talents are in. Gives us the line 'em up. And more jumps up at the top, as they're already moving past this in an attempt to get another kill and maybe pull far ahead. They have level 13, so both teams have it now. And yeah, can they take that fort down? If they allow the defense to happen as it does right now, then probably not. If they can assist this just slightly, it might be a difference. Oh, no. Not with Jimmy dying. Jimmy gone. Now stay a while and listen. Mirrodin trying to jump out and falls asleep mid-jump. They go for Rhaegar, they go for Mirrodin, and yeah, that did not go according to plan, at least when you're looking at the Saboteurs. Went fantastic for the Akatsuki. So yes, the Akatsuki able to get a lot done here. 7 kills to 7 now, and this looked pretty good. Pretty well played. Now, the question obviously still remains, which team is going to be able to get the first keep? Structurally, they are still fairly even, at least when we're talking about which forts are still standing. Obviously, the red team's fort has a lot less hit points. Damage output, 38,000 for Cassia. We got 37,000 for Jimmy. Atain is actually not looking too bad either with the 28k that he brings to the table. Masquerade is a bit ahead of him. Generally not too shabby. And these swaps that Dino is putting in are honestly solid. Now, he's again having some trouble there occasionally, but the swaps are on point, and now they go again for a big attack with Rhaegar dropping his ult, goes straight in for Bloodlust, and they're trying to also get Cassia killed. Deckard Cain just ruining their day over and over again with these ults. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. The thing that we also should keep in mind is that Cassia is now at the 12-minute mark, sitting at 64 stacks. And talking about stacks, Thrall, only 2. Only thing that he has right now. So both teams on level 15. There's definitely a bit more momentum going on for the blue team, especially now that they're going to destroy the top fort as well. So structurally they're pulling ahead, slight lead in kills, slight lead in experience, all things that are going to add up over time. But yeah, comes down to, I guess, the next big fight there as well. We're 13 minutes in. Obviously, golems scale over time. Right now, not really that big of a deal just yet with the first and the second. But starting with number 3, I would say you got to be a bit more careful. If your opponent walks away with a huge advantage in skulls, then yeah, that could definitely come back to bite you. So right now, level 16 is starting to kick in for both teams. The experience gap between the two of them is not really all that huge. And it seems like we're going for a fight down at the bottom of the map first. Nobody's going... Well, actually, they're all going into the lower levels. So yes, the coordination is there. They're starting to rush in here to get the advantage. We got the static electricity. We also have Alpha Wolf now. The synergy does not pay off for Thrall yet because he doesn't have his quest completed. He's still sitting at only 2. Cassia with 69 stacks. Nice. And, well, now we have a potential fight right here. Hazu getting attacked. So does Masquerade. Both of them also going to be popped out in a moment. Red team is already dropping a bit low, but Zarya uses the shield once again. In comes Meriton with a stun, and here's Bloodlust. And Jimmy immediately goes in. Only to be put to sleep by Deckard Cain. But can maybe get Darkmork. No, not quite, but is padding the numbers. He's just fighting away with 47,000 damage right now, and the red team is insanely low, and finally getting some kills. Zarya is dead, Deckard Cain is dead. All the sustain is now gone, and they're still chasing Thrall. Darkmork just going full Benny Hill theme here on us, running over to pick another skull up. As Benny is just double checking what's happening around the corner. Team has already started to take aim at the boss itself. And this is going to be a very big golem for the Saboteurs. This is going to be a huge one, honestly. Because they are going to walk away with 81 stacks here. And that will hurt a lot. Now, again, these bad boys are scaling. This could be a keep. Pretty sweet. From the perspective of the Saboteurs, that is solid. Cassia sitting at 80 stacks, something you shouldn't neglect either. But now it's a 5 versus 5 on the map with even talents once again. Pumpkins are taken. Golem at the bottom. Hazu apparently still interested in defending at the top, at least initially. But they can now start and aggressively muster up a push at the bot lane. Rhaegar still here too. So yeah, they're all starting to make their way back down to the bottom of the map. Even taking the Siege Giants, and just look at the red team. They're all just waiting. They're all just sitting there saying like, alright, full on defense. Don't get out there. Don't get caught. Full on defense. Siege Giants are coming in, Catapults are coming in, Golem boss is coming in, and they're pushing. They're pushing and they're pushing hard. Trying to also avoid, of course, getting caught by Bloodlust immediately, but I am going to rip my hairs out if we don't get a destroyed keep here. So, yeah, well, in comes the play from Masquerade, from Imperius. It's not enough. Sundering neither. Did not connect as well as he wanted to. A bit of damage against Jimmy, but it's definitely not good enough to get a kill. And that boss is already marching straight through that keep. And we might see the game end right here now. Rhaegar hasn't used Bloodlust yet. There we have it. Bloodlust finally, and Jimmy goes... And the boss just slams away against the core. Guys, this has to be game. This just has to be game. Game number 1, the Saboteurs doing what they can to finish the job. 10 kills to 8, and it is a victory on Haunted Mines for the blue team. GG, well played, as they take the lead in the best of 5.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Dragonshire, our second map in the best of 5 series. The Saboteurs, obviously the favorites, and they showed it in game number 1, so well played. Haunted Mines. It's always kind of interesting. For the players, obviously, it's a little bit weird. We also might adjust some of the maps for the playoffs, for example. Some of the players have hinted that one map in particular is just hated beyond belief. So we might take that one out. We are just getting some additional feedback from other teams in as well. But yeah, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a little bit lighthearted and obviously entertaining. But at the same time, we don't want to put too much pressure on the team. There's still the intent to keep the competitive spirit alive, to have some competitive integrity here. So yeah, on the one hand, we want to, of course, have kind of chaotic games, but it's still supposed to follow certain patterns. So yeah. I mean, at this point, it's actually fine. And honestly, Meta Madness is one of the series where I also receive the most feedback from teams in particular that just say that, hey, we really love this tournament, and some have been coming back, for example, from retirement to participate in some of those. So yeah, definitely pretty entertaining here, and so far it's been a blast, not only for us as an audience, but also for the players. We have the Haka and Karazim coming in, and Dragonshire as the first double pick for the Saboteurs. At the same time, Anubarak for Masquerade. And yeah, I mean, are they going to go for a bit of a kill comp with potential follow-ups, Stukov, Malfuria, and Uther, just anything that can provide a stun and a bit more lockdown for you? Or what's the weapon of choice? Yeah, seems like it. Uther comes in, he can provide the stun. Jaina has all the burst damage in the world that she needs for this. We still have more globals up, right? Yeah, Falstad is up as well. So, yeah. They could go double global. Dehaka and Birdie if they really wanted to. Karazim obviously has a lot of mobility that he can contribute as well. That's another option for them for sure. And, well, Illidan gets banned. It's a fun world to live in when Illidan gets banned against Darkmok again. Ah, I feel young again. It's 2017, 2016 all over again. The good old days, guys. The good old days. Oh, yeah. I still remember that back then they were trying to get the working visa for me so that I could move to LA and cast HGC, and that was the time when the Donald was getting elected and was ranting and raving, and everybody was just like, yeah, we should get him that visa pretty quickly just to be on the safe side because we don't know what this guy is gonna do. So yeah, I remember actually being a little bit worried back then. Not insanely, I mean, it was not like the most important thing on my mind, but I was like, we should probably get that visa before he's president, just to be on the safe side, so I can still commentate HGC. Yeah. God, it's a long time ago. I mean, that's 7 years ago. Nuts, absolutely nuts. Greymane and Lunara, the big red wolf, is in the house. All right. Yeah, the bird has, by the way, been banned, so again, my thought of them running a double global is of course something that occurred to the Akatsuki as well, so they got rid of Falstad and made sure that they are not running up against a team that can just run circles around them. And yeah, the last final double pick over here. Zeratul and Sonya. Alright, I'm here for it. We could see Void Prison plus Ring. We already saw it once. Yep. VP and Ring of Frost Wombo is a possibility now. And considering that Cure is currently one playing Zeratul, that is a big possibility at that. Benny with Varian, final pick in game number 2. Let's go, everybody. Dragonshire, second map in the grand final between the Akatsuki and the Saboteurs. Game number 2, Saboteurs on the left with Hazu. On the Haka, we get Dino on Lunara, Rutsu on Greymane, Yasuo on Karazim, and Bad Benny on Varian. The team in the lead, the 1-0. Over on the right side of the map, we get the Akatsuki with Cure on Zeratul. Skuk is playing Jaina. We get Darkmok on Sonya. Uther played by Banana H. And Masquerade with Anubarak. Okay, we actually don't get a cleave build. Now, obviously, you can still go into a Void Prison if you really wanted to, but usually this level 1 talent from Zeratul is indicative of a Might of the Nerazim build. Something that has been popularized on the European side. I believe it was Tai back then that started all of this off. And was it Tai? It was like two Zeratul players that we have. I believe it was Tai actually that started this. Might have been somebody else. But yeah, Cure very quickly adopted that style too. He was obviously always an amazing Zeratul player. But then he went for the same build and he just absolutely wreaked havoc on the NA side. And oh boy, it's already starting over here too, isn't it? Bambi down, Karazim down. And they were able to kill Varian as well. So that's 3 kills to 1. Akatsuki, neat. Fantastic early game start for them. GG, go next. That's what a Storm League player would say. But thankfully we're not there. I mean, the amount of crazy comebacks that we already had in the game, particularly today. I mean, honestly, some of the games that we had today were just so absolutely insane that comebacks were even possible is absolutely ridiculous. But as is, we now have only a tiny lead, a little bit of experience in the hands of the Akatsuki that they can rely upon. Camps are now being taken on both sides. And hello, we got an invade, and we're gonna get at least one kill here. Jaina can say bye-bye, and they can also say bye-bye to that siege giant camp. And just like that, we already have a comeback from... Well, I can't even call it a comeback, honestly. That would be going too far for the Saboteurs. So yeah, Bambi is down at the bottom of the map and is hopping around. We currently have, in addition to that, at the top side, Sonya claiming the shrine. Varian now has taunt, so we got that. Bed of Barbs is in. And we get the Cynox Strength over here. But yeah, they are starting to go for double control of the shrines. I'm not quite sure if Varian can really sneak this. I highly doubt it, especially since Starkmook is already sitting tight and making sure that this is not going to happen. But everybody is now moving into the middle of the map, and they might be able to honestly contest this. So yeah, they want something here, and they go for the taunt, and bye-bye Jaina. Jaina is dead again. They go for Blondie. They identified the weak link, but the same happens on the blue team side. Greymane gets murdered. Bad Benny is dead as well. Initially a really good idea and a fantastic first kill in the fight, but then it gets turned onto the blue team and they're losing too. So, bit of a deja vu compared to the early skirmish that we had in the middle of the map. Yasuo here with, of course, Iron Fist as a level 1 talent, but now the red team is attempting to take over on control on those shrines. We have down at the bottom of the map, still Dino hopping around and trying to do some extra damage to pad the stats and get Cure low. Up at the top, they try to go for Darkmock, but yeah, still able to walk out of this fight pretty easily. Again, only early skirmishers, bit of an advantage for the Akatsuki. They got 5 kills to 3. There's also a camp at the bottom of the map that's about to be taken. They scout it out, but it's already too late to do anything about it. That would, of course, have been... Oh, wait, Hazops is coming in. And he drags that beetle. Look at that. He went for the beetle. That was a bad beetle. Bad beetle. And Hazu just had his number. So, yeah. It didn't really do anything for them. They lost the camp. Level 7 ready for the Akatsuki. Up at the top now, we have, in the meantime, of course, another shrine that they're trying to claim here. Both teams now on 7 with the choking Pollen. And Zeratul gets the... No, doesn't get the Dragonite. Nah, was close. Kinda sad. So yeah, unfortunate for him, but he got close to it. So they're sniffing the Dragonite around it a bit, but they haven't really gotten that yet. In the meantime, we have the blue team attempting to catch up and also claiming their own bruiser camp over here. Already on the move for this, all the way up at the top. Dehaka starting to move in again and trying to get the drag. Yeah, Hazu connects it, gets some damage in on Darkmock. Needs to have some help though if they are able to grab this one. And yes, they are. But talking about grabbing things, they're trying to take the siege giants away. So yep, there's that. And they take this as well with Dehaka coming in again. Sonya isn't here yet. Now they have a chance. They take Jaina out again. That's the first one to fall. The drag on Uther, and he is gone too. Banana is dead. And that's 5 kills to 5 and a level 9 to level 9. And maybe a chance to go for Dragonite here. They were expecting Sonya to make a move up at the top, which hasn't really happened. Now they can go for Masquerade. They take control in the middle of the map. It's Zeratul against Yasuo. Cure getting forced back. Benny on his way. And that should be the first objective in this game. Yes, there we go. Dragonite number 1 in the middle. Up at the top with the help of the Bruiser camp. They're already pushing through. And to make matters worse for the Akatsuki, here's level 10 to give the team an even bigger advantage. 7-sided strike gets used right away. They're trying to push through the fort. But in the middle, yep, the wall falls too. And just generally, this is them in a pretty damn good spot. Might of the Nerazim, as expected. Jaina went for the Water Elemental, so no VP ring combo. But still, solid lead. They take Sonya down. Darkmock gets murdered. And with that, we're now having the push all the way up at the top for the fort. And this one might fall, but the defense is coming in. So, yeah, halfway done. Hazu, can he survive here? He gets still slowed by Jaina, and yeah, he's not making it. The problem is that they left the Dragonite completely alone at the bottom of the map, and while it's not a ton of damage that he can do, it's still the first objective, of course. We are now getting still some solid DPS in, particularly with that second wave that is now coming down. They might get the fort after all. Sonya slowly moving in. Jaina dead. Greymane dead. I mean, everybody's dying at the top lane. Huge fight and diving past the gate as well. So now they're indeed going for Yasuo. He's getting the 7-sided out. Dashes away, but Kharazim is there to drop him. 9 kills to 7. And the fort at the bot lane has indeed fallen. So Hazu is now ready to defend the top lane, but he needs a little bit of assistance. And yep, they're trying to see what they can do here. The important part was to safeguard the fort, and that's something that they accomplished. The red team realized that they won't be able to do anything here, and that it would get quite dangerous to stay too long. So they fell back. Level 13 is up next. But that fort destroyed, that allows catapult pressure, it allows some passive experience lead, which is also important. Now we have the next push coming in for maybe a Nubarak here. Down, of course, the Siege Giants are taken. That's 2 camps that are now roaming the map in favor of the Akatsuki. We have the Bruiser camp at the top too. 40,000 damage for Zeratul. Lunara is top damage in the game. Level 13 talents. Soon for both teams. And Nubarak is going for some fiery beetles over here. Spicy beetle talents by him. And I mean, they pretty much have a subscription on this camp down at the bottom of the map. They've been taking this how many times now? At least twice, 3 times? Well, some good value out of it, for sure. But yeah, with that now said and done, we have, of course, also Quicksilver in. And for Kharazim, the mobility is starting to increase pretty heavily. Once that we're heading into level 16, it's also going to be interesting to see what exactly Yasuo does. I mean, normally you would expect them to just go straight through all of the stuns, and it can be pretty impactful with him just getting mad charges and making the big plays here. But they've been struggling in some of these team fights, for sure. The general play that they're executing on the map, though, is on point. Dehaka on those side lanes, roaming slightly behind the experience right now, which definitely puts them in a bit of an awkward spot. But taking down that fort at the bottom of the map made things a bit easier here, particularly with the bottom shrine. Much easier to hold if you have a fountain and your opponent does not. So, yeah, that could really help them. Oh, but not if Bambi dies like this. Yeah, that is rough. That's a bit problematic now. Lunara obviously is one of the squishiest heroes. If she gets stunned out and caught like this, then she dies within seconds. She has absolutely no survivability in a situation like this. If you can execute a good leap, then you can reposition and might have a chance to delay things, but traditionally not really the case. So Benny has to be careful here too. In the middle, it was Yasuo that was starting to attack a bit, but now he himself has to also be careful since the Nubarak started to make his way back up to the top. Yeah, there's the second shrine being taken. So Darkmok, he wants his team to get a Dragonite now, and they're getting close to that. Nicely done, though, by Azu, delaying things, but... yeah, 7-sided strike, and that's a kill. They have a chance for a Dragonite, but look, all of a sudden Jaina coming in here, and they're just trying to dash away. Hazu's on the run. He's about to get caught. Yasuo gets a dash target and gets out. Varian is at the bottom of the map and has taken control again. And here comes Cocoon, and this should spell out the end of Greymane. So very nicely done how the Akatsuki are currently playing this out and are still able to get some value for themselves. It also grants them level 16, 12 kills to 8 in total. And they're still hoping for another... I mean, they're still hoping for another Dragonite here. Actually, it would be the first for them. But he has 16 talents already. Master Warblade is in at the top. Yasuo, and boy, oh boy. They're actually going for him. They're going for Cure. And he has him. That's one way to get killed. Yep, well done. Down to the bottom of the map, they lose Varian too. They're just scattered too much over the map. Like, seriously. Way too much. Huge problem for them now. But look at this move by Kharazim. Yasuo definitely overestimating his own capabilities here a little bit, and he thought he had him. And then Kyo just says, are you kidding me? Like, I'm gonna take you down any day of the week, my friend. So, bam. He's dead. Now we have 14 kills to 8. And if the blue team wants to have any chance to bring this one back, then what they need to do is step it up a little bit and just coordinate their fights. Because they're not doing it right now. Darkmok just, again, YOLOing it completely and surviving through it because the rest of the team came in. But the big issue at the end of the day is just the fact that they are not fighting as a 5-man unit. They are currently split all over the map in an attempt to deny the Dragonite, and it is probably still going to happen now. Hazu pausing the game I mean, honestly, they need a second. Not quite sure if anybody really dropped here or what the problem is, but second to cool down is probably going to help them here. It's starting to get difficult. They are level behind. They are likely going to lose a Dragon Knight. They have lost one of their forts and structures. They still have a tiny lead because they've done more damage up at the top. But just generally speaking, the Akatsuki are currently the ones that have all of the momentum. And there's the Dragon Knight now. So yeah, this is not going to be denied. So they have to sustain themselves through this, somehow survive, not lose too much. Which might be tricky, because not only does Hazorps have to deal with Darkmog at the top now, and Nubarak might make a move for him, and the entire team is actually coming. Yeah, he's dead. Well, can he get away? He might be able. Alright, gets a cleanse over here, but that means that Yasuo gets caught, and Lunara is also dropping rather low, was hoping for a counter kill, couldn't quite make that work. The Dragon Knight is moving in, the fort has already fallen, Benny getting burned to a crisp nearly, but it's the Haka at the top lane that gets denied next. 16 kills to 8 now. So yeah, that's a lot. And they are just continuing that pattern. Greymane is dead, it's just kill after kill. Akatsuki, they're swinging for the keep. 19 on the level count, 2 levels ahead, and they are already starting to march for the core, and for very good reason. I mean, they're so far ahead right now. This is definitely a chance that they have to take this one on. Yes, Karasim is back in 4, but the core is already dropping, and it's dropping quickly. Akatsuki, they are just snowballing that game heavily, turning it into an avalanche, and that is a tie in this best of 5 series here at the grand final as the Akatsuki take Dragonshire. Third map, the best of 5 continues, and we are heading for Infernal Shrines. The third map in the best of 5 series between the Akatsuki and the Saboteurs. The red team turning it around, taking a victory in game number 2 and tying the score up. Now we have 38 heroes that are unavailable. 18 heroes down here that are banned for the entire tournament, and in addition to that, 20 heroes that already were played and cannot be played again. And Illidan gets banned first. I mean, that's where we are right now. Illidan just gets immediately axed. They know Darkmog. I mean, Hauser has been playing with Darkmog for a long time too, so obviously they're very familiar with each other. And they all know that if Darkmog gets a chance to play Illidan eventually, he is going to use that and is going to try and just wreak havoc. He's been doing it before, and it's gonna be fun. No matter what he plays, it's gonna get entertaining. Third map, the fact alone that we're here means that we are guaranteed to see a fourth map, and on map number 4 we will have 48 heroes banned out. So that's already a bit bonkers, and of course all of this could even go to the final 5th map, which would make things even more crazy. It's interesting that they're banning out Malfurion. Alright, Malfurion gets banned, Medivh too. Both players, or both teams, have Medivh players, so I would assume that Medivh actually gets banned a lot in this series. Always dependent on who has first pick, first ban, the other team will likely react. But I find the ban pattern fairly interesting here. Karrigan as an early pick. Rutsu with Infernal Shrines is not hesitating. I mean, again, at this point, obviously, when you play Meta Madness rules, you're going into game number 3, 4, or 5. You have to really think, hey, what do we want to have as our key hero, and you need to pick them a lot earlier. You just don't have as many options anymore as you have with a hero pool that is not contested at all. So right now the teams are locking in some of their key heroes a lot sooner than they normally would, which allows the opponent to react to an extent but still makes it super dangerous. Mal'Ganis and Chromie both picked here. Karrigan, of course, is going to just like try and dominate these shrine fights. It's a fantastic map for her. Before we're heading into the final 2 bans of game number 3, here's the opportunity to pick 2 more for the blue team. So what's going to be the game plan? Game number 3, we usually see a little bit of craziness, but even here you can still go for fairly decent comps. Leo on the side lane, absolutely solid, and we get Stukov. Interestingly enough, picked by Dino. Now, I'm not going to over-interpret that in any way, shape, or form. I will assume that we're just going to see a swap. That Yasuo, for example, is AFK and is just somewhere getting himself a baguette or something. And will come back in a second, and then once the swaps start, he's going to be the one playing it. But technically, there's of course always the chance that you are seeing some kind of like double support shenanigans. I just don't see it in this case, but hey, like, we'll see. ADC getting banned. And now, what are they going to target on the side of the Akatsuki? I could see Martha getting picked very early once again. There's another good choice here. I don't really think it warrants a ban necessarily. So, yeah. I mean, maybe. Yeah, they ban him. Alright, they ban him. I expected him to be chosen. I thought they would ban something else out, but now they think that it's high enough priority to drop the hammer and just ban him out of the game. Q or Dark Monk would have probably played him. And here's now the chance. What are we getting? I want to see particularly what Dark Monk is playing, more so than anything else. False and Ana. It was fairly tame. I expected something a bit more impactful, but yes, Cure with false stats is a good choice. Banana and Ana is obviously always a good move, since Bananas Ana is pretty bananas, and everybody is banning Ana against Banana because they know that Bananas Ana is bananas. So yeah, it's common knowledge. It's in the name, ban Ana. So yeah, banana. But nano boost for Chromie, alright. Potentially for Falster, depending on the fight. And there's Phoenix and Stitches. Phoenix and Stitches, alright guys. Phoenix, Stitches, quick hook into some slows, into some stuns, potential kill. Dark Monk as the final hero to pick. And what's it gonna be? Game 4 is going to be super interesting, honestly. Like, even looking at Game 3 right now and thinking about which heroes are still available, what they could do here. Can you imagine what happens when we're in Game 4, Game 5? It's going to be awesome. So yeah, Dark Monk, he has the final choice to make. They still need someone on the side lane, and it is D.Va. So they go D.Va in game number 3. Infernal Shrines is the map, everybody. Let's go. Which team takes the lead? We're going to find out right now as the Saboteurs head off against the Akatsuki once again. Game number 3. Time to rock and roll, baby. Oh yeah. On the left side, Hazobs with Leoric, Rutsu with Kerrigan, Dino with Phoenix, Yasuo with Stukov, and Bad Benny with Stitches. Over on the right side of the map, we get the Akatsuki with Cure on D.Va, Banana with Ana, Dark Monk on Falstad, and Masquerade is playing Mal'Ganis as Skog comes in on Chromie for some burst damage on single targets, particularly with a nano boost later on. It can of course absolutely wreak havoc here. Also something that could end up on Falstad depending on the situation in the game. But then again, either way, at this point we have on level 1 the mobile offense. And D.Va with full metal right here. Os's Renewal giving a little more sustain over to Leoric. And we have also the Patchwork creation for Bad Benny. Kerrigan looking for a stun, looking for a combo. I mean, all eyes on Rutsu. He's going to be the one that everybody is looking for. Jumping in a bit. Hook is missing and then not overextend. It's always the risk when you're really feeling pressure to make big plays that you overextend and then you get punished for it. Ask Dark Monk, he knows. And of course, in the meantime, we're now also looking at rotations between in the mid and the mid and the bot lane. The solo lane has been established. D.Va against Leoric. Masquerade now coming in with a quick setup for Chromie, but Benny is really not phased by this. Obviously, Stitches has a pretty heavy hit point pool at that point in time. So, yeah, there it is. But we get the time troubles for Chromie. It's probably not the only trouble that she's going to have in this game, but at least that's where it starts. For Stukov, we got the Fetid Touch, and it's just some extra camps for the blue team, apparently, because they are much, much faster in capturing these Khazras, and that's exactly what we're getting right now. So, Khazra camp is going to get claimed. They're going to channel that through. No problem on their end. With that, we're getting ready for the first objective slowly, and also, of course, potentially to push through some of these walls here and try to get some extra damage in. Particularly here, if you can take a tower or 2 down, that would of course be the dream. So yeah, we'll see. Bit of damage from Dino in particular. Yeah, he still has to be careful. I mean, Phoenix is not necessarily known that he is insanely tanky or anything. That shield mechanic is, of course, pretty neat to work around. But at the end of the day, you still have to be very cautious when you are getting hit by Chromie or any kind of mage for that matter. Nearly a kill on Masquerade. I mean, damn, that one was close. That was really close. Could have been first blood in the game. With level 4 talents, we're now getting Neil Peasants. Playtime is in for Stitches. We got Falstad with hammer gains. And D.Va is going for the camp. So is the blue team. Early game, a little bit more relaxed right now. We've seen some pretty aggressive performances by both teams, but in this case, everybody is just going through the early game motions, making sure that they're not losing out on any big experience, trying to head towards level 7 with the first objective. And yeah, nobody has fallen yet, no big fights. Everybody's getting ready for Shrine number 1. So, all the way at the top, Liu is already going for position here. So Hazo is going to try and give his team the early advantage. Bit of a damage play in the middle of the map as well, with Dark Monk now moving in. He's actually the one on Falstad. Devour already being used. The hook is into the combo. Hook into Kerrigan combo, and that is first blood. That was sexy. Nicely done and great follow-up. Absolutely love this. And this also gives him control over the Shrine for now. Harzobs is an easy time taking this one out. Neil Peasants. Kerrigan getting them another bit of experience down at the bottom of the map, and of course that translates directly into level 7. So they take the first Punisher as a peze. And that means that top forward is going to be under some pressure. Should still be able to save it. Kerrigan isn't here yet, neither is D.Va. Create some extra space. Bait over the wall is perfect, exactly how you should play it. Nobody is inting, nobody is triggering the Punisher jump in front of the wall. That's always the most tilting thing when it happens in any game. Especially, of course, on this level. Thankfully, on this level, it does rarely happen, if at all. But you still see that happening way too much for how long Heroes of the Storm is already out. So, yeah, in this case, we still have some damage done, the wall destroyed. Nothing incredible, of course, but yeah, they're trying for the hook, and they miss it! No! Hazu was the bait! He was the sentry ward, but they are getting Mal'Ganis after all. So that's 2 kills to 0. Saboteurs, and with a good start. Winning the first objective, taking 2 kills down. Chromie a little bit carefully. I mean, even being able now to just simply move in. Still remember the times when those fountains could be attacked immediately, and then you would just provide vision so that the casters attack it directly and attempt to cheese it. It was always pretty sweet. I kind of like it though. It's one of the few good moves that Blizzard made, that they tied the HP of those fountains to the forts, so now that you can just cheese with Genji or other heroes. One of the few good moves that I always will appreciate, because I think this is just in general making for much fairer games, and you don't have to deal with super mobile heroes that just dive in, sneak it away. And down here, talking about sneaking things away. Not only are they... Oh my god, Chromie, careful. That was nearly a kill. And damn it, with the level 10 abilities, they want to make it a kill, and they go for Chromie and take it down. That's the window they needed. Heroics are in. 1 kill, 2 kill, and likely a 4th now. D.Va is still at the top. She's not here at all. Trying to get counter pressure going, but with 4 kills to 0 and a 1 level advantage, they dove in deep for victory here. Dropped 2 heroes, take down the fort, and that is big plays coming from the Saboteurs as they get super aggressive here. Love it, absolutely love it. The moment they had heroics, they just went for it, and now they can also destroy the wall in the middle. Saboteurs definitely trying to take that quick lead, and look at the experience gap that is forming here. I mean, that is already everything. There's not a fight for the next objective with a level 10 advantage, but the way this is going, I mean, they might even be able to get a bit closer to level 13, who knows? We get the Dark Conversion, we have the Nano Boost, and the Bunny Hop for D.Va. Hoppity hop, little bunny. Let's go. Banana just sitting on the gate here and moving away before Benny can come in with a big slam. About to hit level 12. And yep, it's time for... Oh, apparently it's time for the camps, but Cure is just now checking this one out. Are they actually committing to anything here? Gonna try and use the explosion or something? No, not really. So only one team is taking their camp. This is actually a bit of a concern for the Akatsuki because they have already taken damage at the topside fort. So if this camp makes it over there, then they might lose the fort, or at least some hit points. There's added pressure that they are probably not going to be too happy to have to deal with. Yeah, Leo, he needs to join the team, push one additional wave out, and now it's up to the camp to get some damage done there. D.Va still on the shrine, Dino down here, they go for the birdie. Whoa, 12 hit points. Darkmok survives, gusting them away with 12 hit points. Holy crap. That got nasty. Good Entomb. Good Entomb also on Chromie. Hazops gets attacked immediately, but there's the salvo again. Nice timeout. D.Va, on the other hand, might be in a bit of trouble and actually died. Leo died too, but that's a trade that they're going to take any day of the week. So yes, the fort at the top is going to fall to the minion camp if this continues. And down here, they're going for another kill, and this time Skog should not have timeout ready. It's Benny, though, that falls. They overextended just a little bit, and now the fight turns against them. Darkmok gets caught, and no, this time he's dead. This time he's dead. It's Phoenix that comes in with a kill. They go for Banana H now. Banana is on the run. If he does not have a sleep dart, he's dead. Rutsu, the combo, and Ana is gone. The top fort is destroyed. 6 kills to 2. They got the Punisher as well. And now they're moving straight through the middle to destroy the final fort and maybe even pressure the keep. Amazing advantages now for the Saboteurs, for the blue team. We have Phoenix with 20,000 damage. Easy top damage for the team. 21,000 from Falstead, so Darkmok, he's getting the numbers out for his team, but he also died twice already, so that's bad news. This is also kind of rough. Yeah, Frozen Punisher is always pretty nasty to deal with, so they're about to take that wall out. Up at the top, of course, all the forts are now gone, and this is still a big blow to them too. Big plays by the Saboteurs. They want to take the lead. They want to take the lead in the best of 5 series. They want to crown all of their work with another victory in a qualifier, establish themselves at the top of the leaderboard even more. We have them with a 2-level advantage, and there's the big hook against Masquerade. And keep in mind, Masquerade actually not getting stitches is also huge, so Benny took it essentially away from the red team's main tank, who has showcased this multiple times. Dino with another salvo, nice damage, but is it enough to take the camp? Yes it is! Does Benny have the hook? There's Putrid Bile already active. And yep, they go for Chromie. Nomi down, and that is level 16. Guys, they got a 3-level lead, they have a talent advantage, and they're absolutely crushing it. That gives us Pulverizer, which in and of itself is already bad enough for the opponent. Now another attempted hook into stun combo. This didn't work out. Big shove against the D.Va explosion. Get the hell out of there. What are you doing? So, yep, that's a big one as well. And they just play this perfectly. I mean, this is crazy good. They're doing such a fantastic job here. Benny is already backing off. Again, they're massively ahead. World is their oyster, essentially. And if they are able to get the next objective, and I mean, let's face it, who's going to stop them? Then they should be able to get a keep down at the bottom of the map. I mean, we're essentially only 10 minutes into the game, so this is one of the problems that they have at the same time. They get a lot of kills, they make a lot of good moves, but death timers are low, and everything that they grab hasn't scaled properly into the late game yet, which is always a concern. It's easy to overestimate that, but yeah, you gotta be careful there. So down here, they're already trying to time the camp. I mean, again, they can do whatever they want. They are controlling the flow of the game right now, so timing the camp with the objective makes absolute sense. They have this one also lined up. The whole idea here is to pressure the opponent as much as possible so that they can get another Punisher and then just roll with it. And the red team is just sitting back in their base. They're completely pinned down right now. Even Falstead, I mean, even Falstead doesn't want to get out. They don't have vision. I mean, they obviously don't see the entire map, so they don't really know where the opponent is. There could be a trap set up in any spot that they would fall into, and they're just desperately trying to get close enough in experience that they can get to level 16. And that's something that the blue team is trying to shut down as best they can. Now they're timing the camp at the top. So now we have some shamans in. They took the Khazras over here in the middle and another camp down at the bottom of the map. So everything is just coming into play at the right moment. And just like that, they can move onto the shrine. Hazov's already with a spray beam, absolutely on point, going full liquid on us here. as the Shrine and therefore the Punisher end up in the hands of the Saboteurs. There's just no way to bring this back. I mean, absolutely none. So yeah, 16, well, brings this back in the sense that they can go for the Shrine. Obviously, in the game itself, they still have a chance here. It might be a small one, but if they dominate one of the fights down here now, they have an opportunity. But for the Shrine itself, to get the Punisher, for example, there's just no way. Level 16 kicks in way too late. You don't want to fight with the talent disadvantage. And, yep. Now they can also time that. In the middle, they're already pushing D.Va back. Job well done here. Can push for that keep a little bit while the Punisher is still on the way. They have a lot of options now. There's a lot of plays. I mean, there's a camp, there's a catapult. Punisher's now going down to the bottom of the map. This one has already taken damage and they're getting ready for action. And for a lot of it at that. So yeah, 16 versus 16 now. Gave us the afterburner. We got the diverting power and the target locked. And it's party time. Arcane Punisher. There's a lot of Arcane Sentries that are going to get spawned here too for added damage. So once again, explosion is there. Stukov was maybe thinking about pushing this out, but hasn't. Dino dodging out on most of the damage. Punisher is very quickly being destroyed. We're only 13 minutes in, but the keep is taking tons of damage, and there's the salvo. Banana gets killed, but so does Stitches. Both of them die. Each team now with 4 heroes. They might not be able to go for core, but they could try and go for the keep maybe in the middle. Hazo's already waiting to move over there. They're half a level away from 20, so sieging up here can totally make sense for them. Big shove is coming out. Yasu's just telling Mal'Ganis to get the hell out of there. It's only 3 defenders, so going for the keep is the minimum here. You're playing a 4 versus 3, and that's 2 keeps destroyed. And keep in mind that the Akatsuki have not taken a single fort out, not one. They haven't destroyed anything yet. So there's another camp that they can take with level 20 talents. We get buried alive, of course, and now we also have the singularity charge. If your life is never threatened, then you don't have to go for your panic buttons or for your extra survivability. So yeah, no unconquered spirit here, but what they are conquering is Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis is down, and now the rest of them is just in deep shit. I mean, already Anna is dead. This is game right here. Stukov is dead. I don't care. This is it. This has to be. They go for D.Va and completely destroy here. Falstad at the top. Hazu doesn't see him. The Juke Master! The Juke Master 2000! Darkmok!
Hail to the king, baby.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, it doesn't help him, but it's still brilliant. Able to get away in that situation was just glorious. And he completely juked them out here, but the core is still gonna fall. 14 kills, 2-4. And this is a quick victory on Infernal Shrines. Nicely done, the Saboteurs taking the 2-1 lead against the Akatsuki in the grand final. GG and well played. Well, here we are. Game number 4. Battlefield of Eternity, everybody. So, 4th map, which means that now 38 heroes are unavailable. We have 30 heroes that were already played, can't be played again, and 18 heroes that are completely banned, which means that I'm actually wrong, and it is 48 heroes that are completely banned. So, even better. Battlefield of Eternity is obviously a map where we're going to see a lot of action. I mean, this is a team fight heavy one. But I cannot wait to see what the 2 teams have now up their sleeves, because this is where it gets really, really good. 4th map, haven't seen that yet. We didn't go this far at any point in this 5th qualifier, because this is the first best of 5. But this is a little bit of a sneak peek of what you can expect in the playoffs. And keep in mind, in the playoffs, we are going to have more heroes pre-banned. So even that is a thing. Now, we get a White Man banned out. Tyrell is banned out as well. And yeah, I am so here for this. I really want to see what we're now getting. Teams have to really debate this one. There's some odd picks that we could still get, obviously, from both teams. But yeah, it's gonna get a bit wild. So, first pick. Tyrell is out. You might want to go for, okay, melee. They go for Rexa. There's obviously still a couple of frontliners around that they might want to get here. Masquerade. Are we going to get an early tank pick, for example, from them? We still have enough supports, so there's that. Even with white main banned out. Morales, of course, comes to mind immediately. So does Lily. If nobody picks a support now, though, you could still ban 2 out, so teams could dig their own graves here. We've already had in one of the qualifiers a game where we didn't have a single healer left. It was game 5, though. So, yeah, Tychus and ETC get claimed. So, yes, we have a frontliner. I think Arthas wasn't played yet either. And there he is. Benny with Arthas, and we go old school. Turanda, played by Yasu. I am totally here for it already. This is already looking like a quick match draft. Right there. So, yeah, we got Arthas in the house. ETC against it. And now the chance to ban another support by the Saboteurs. Now again, they're not going to be able to put the Akatsuki in a spot where they don't have a healer left. That's not a thing. But what you can do is, you can at least force their hand a little bit if you want to go up against a specific one, for example. Gul'dan also gets axed. I don't think we had Mephisto yet, right? No. Mephisto wasn't played yet. And you could still play also if you just want to look at Immortal Poke for, I believe, Nazebo. So there's still options here. There's still a couple of options. Oh, damn, Malfurion. Yeah, of course, he was still up too. They banned him earlier. Right. I mean, this deep into a series, honestly, Malfurion in my head is already just checked off. I don't even take a look at that anymore. But yeah, that's a really good ban because ETC Power Slide into Malfurion and Root. Whew. That murdered more than one hero in the past couple of years. So, yeah, definitely a good choice. Suljin. Nice. And Morales. Oh, damn. Oh, boy. Suljin Morales. So, yeah. Somebody is going to have a pocket healer. And to make matters worse, there's a stim drone in there somewhere. Yeah, I am not so sure if they still had that in mind. Soldier has been played so often on Battlefield of Eternity. Dino! Kel'Thuzad and Nazebo! Nice! Good shit! Kel'Thuzad and Nazebo. Oh boy, what is Darkmoor gonna take now? We still need a side laner for them, of course. Rexa is gonna play the side lane up at the top. But it's time for Darkmoor to make a choice on what he wants to play. But yeah, Suljin going up against a double mage, essentially. And we get Dinu's Kel'Thuzad. That's awesome as well. Oh, that's brilliant. And there's Illidan. Of course we get Illidan. That's a draft. That's a draft. And I'm totally here for it. Let's go. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 4. Saboteurs against Akatsuki, and the draft is wild. The blue team on the left with Hazorps on Rexab and Benny on Arthas. We have Dainu on Kel'Thuzad. Rutsu is playing Nazebo and Yasu on Turanda. To the right side of the map, the Akatsuki, everybody, with Masquerade on ETC. We have Cure on Tychus, Banana H on Morales. Skok is playing Suljin with the Bone Slicer over here. And we got Darkmoor on Illidan. Let's go. Now the builds are fairly obvious. When we're talking Nazebo, then obviously it has to be the spider build. The whole idea here is that you just throw spiders at the Immortal. It's not so much that you're trying to play toads to take the structures down or anything. It's really just Immortal pressure that you're thinking about. Everything else that you can of course contribute then later on and so on in T-fights is amazing. But it's one of the reasons why they picked the hero here. In addition to that, we gotta be a bit careful to see what Dino can pull off here. I mean, I'm super excited to see his Kel'Thuzad. That's gonna be amazing. So yeah, super happy about that. There's already a quick attempt at stacking his baseline a bit. The same is true for Nazebo. And we're gonna see what Skok can do with Suljin. It's all about the baseline damage, of course. Same with Illidan, as he has started again with the unending hatred. So, good stuff. With that, we now have, yeah, a couple of stacks coming together for Nazebo already. when it comes to stacking in general, again, it's obviously Suljin that we want to watch out for here. At the top, they're still preventing the camp from being taken. It was a little bit too obvious what Darkmoor was trying to do here. But are the Saboteurs really moving in for this now? Or are they just poking a bit? Oh, yeah, alright. Hello, damage. That was pretty good. They didn't get the camp, but that could have maybe led to a kill there eventually. And of course it led to a couple of stacks for particularly Khaldor. Then again, Rutsu gets now caught and killed. They try to go for Suljin, but even that doesn't work. And the problem if you're going heavily for Suljin, he just stands there and gets healed by a pocket healer. He is getting lots of auto attacks out, and that can be a quick problem. But yeah, it's just brilliant. We're getting quick stacks from Khaldor, and I want to see how much Dino can contribute to all of this. How much of an impact he's going to have with that. So yeah, 12 stacks for him now. As soon as that's done, that's a big push, obviously. So he's only 3 away from getting the Glacial Spike. And then afterwards, the spell power increase is going to be huge. The sooner he's able to lock that in, the better. So if he can contribute in a couple of these team fights, that would be fantastic. And we have stacking for Tychus in the rhythm as his level 4 talent choice now. Whereas Morales went straight into the cellular reactor. More spiders, and interestingly enough, a very aggressive push at the bottom of the map already, well timed by the Saboteurs, which is definitely going to result in some solid damage. I mean, first of all, they're getting some work done against ETC, and way more damage than I expected. But they also got the entire wall. Now, that's pretty good. That is way better than I thought it would be. Kudos. Immortals are now spawning, and Admiral Akbar wants a word because it's a trap. They didn't quite trigger it though, but Nazeebo is doing exactly what he's supposed to. He's putting spiders onto the Immortal as much as he can. And yeah, they're not going to win the first objective, I would say. But it's not going to be too big of a loss there either. Obviously an advantage for the Akatsuki on the halftime show, but still. Dino, a bit of trouble, gets chased immediately, but also an opportunity to stack even further. Is trying to hit the 15 so that he gets at least the Glacial Spike and can force some of the plays by himself again, but is missing out on most of it there. We have 8 stacks for Tychus. Not too bad with the first rotation of the minigun in a team fight, but this Immortal is being taken very quickly. So yeah, there's 4,000 HP on the shield still. Could go for another quick stun over here. Yeah. Dino, where's the play? Sits at 16, so now he has the Glacial Spike. Okay, some mobility for him. So this is going to be huge. We have now 1 kill on the board. Still, the only one. And Tychus, I like this, especially when you are going for in the rhythm in the early game. You want to make sure that you're getting some decent rotations through, so that it can help you just stack. And he's at 16, that's not too bad. It doesn't really sound like a whole lot, but if you get that through your first 2, Q has done a good job there, and that's something he can definitely build on. Every bit of a momentum increase in the early game can help you there. Level 7 is of course great as well. So yeah, Khaldor, Dino gets caught, tries to get some damage out. Nicely done actually. Might get away. They kill Cure. Dino somehow survived. Mad heals from Yasu to Randa doing work. And now they're going for Masquerade, who gets caught by the chain and gets killed. That's a double kill that... Oh, maybe even a triple? Can they go for him? Suljin? Oh, yeah, that got much closer than I thought it would. But this is pretty impressive. They already destroyed the wall at the bottom of the map earlier. They themselves lost hit points on their fort. But now they're doing a lot here too. I mean, just look at this. The hits keep coming and Dino is getting so much done. He's on 26 stacks on the baseline. He's nearly done with this. I mean, that spell power increase is going to be huge. And he is already sitting at 9,300 damage. That is barely trailing when it comes to top damage in the game. So once that he gets the spell power increase, that's going to be big. Quest completed for Nazeebo as well. That's not too shabby either. So yeah, this might get nasty for the Akatsuki. I mean, it's not only Suljin that is stacking over here. So yep, Dino is still stacking it up. 28 by now. 36 stacks for Nazeebo's baseline. We don't expect him to get too much done with this. Still a very big map, but the lanes are very far apart, so normally you're not able to get proper stacks together here, especially when we're talking about a potential level 20. I'm talking about Nazeebo, he actually gets caught here for just a moment. But they're also trying with another stun. Yeah, Dino, 29 stacks now. He's getting there. He should be there for the objective. And every spell power, every bit of damage they get out is of course fantastic. Misha, oh yes, Dino, 6 minutes in and he completes it. 6 minutes in and he's done with his quest. Awesome stuff. So, at this point, we have the baseline quest completed for Dino. We have 10 stacks for Suljin. And look how quickly they are burning this one down. This time, they are taking a massive lead. They're just crapping all over the efforts of the Akatsuki to get to the halftime show first. Q is at 39 stacks, so it's good for him. Illidan at 16, has none with the quest either. They give up. I mean, team, hello? Team, hello? What is the thought there? Ah, sorry, my bad. I blanked for a second. They got level 10. Yeah, sorry. I was so focused on the minimap and the position that they have taken there that I didn't even realize that they already picked up their rogue abilities. So yeah, I was like, what are they doing? And yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Ult out, they're already locking ETC down. They're trying to go for the kills here, and damn, Masquerade is dead within seconds. So is Suljin, by the way. Suljin is taken down too, and now they can go for Cure. So yep, that's a triple kill. Congratulations, you got an Immortal. Bad news, you kind of lost your entire team. Or pretty much most of them. And in the meantime, at the top, there's a Khaldor camp that is applying pressure on the fort. So they can save the fort without any problems whatsoever. Not an issue. And yeah, they also make it pretty difficult for Suljin to stack. He's at 11 stacks. He doesn't even have his range extension yet. Not even that. That's pretty bad news for him. 8 minutes in, I mean, you kind of want to be at 15 at least. So yeah, that hasn't happened yet. They're just sieging up on this easily. Illidan at least is able to complete his quest, so now he's at 40 additional damage points on the auto attacks. But just look how quickly they destroyed half the HP of this fort. So the gap between the two teams might not be big. It's a little bit of an experience lead for the Saboteurs, but yeah, still. This could get kinda nasty. Just have a quick look at the damage. 18,800 now for Nazeebo. 16,000 for Kel'Thuzad. But his siege damage is getting way up there. He's leading in siege damage right now. So, yes, Dino is adding a lot for the team currently. They have to be very, very careful with Suljin still, but they've already kept him a bit low on the baseline stack, so that's good. But level 13 and 16, though, I really want to see how well they're getting there. And just this combo, there's so many slows there, so many slow. It's just like the full-on dream. Cure immediately with Odin to just save his own butt and maybe even turn this around. But now they're going for ETC, slides away. Here's the ult that hits, and damn, that is Tychus destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. No chance for Cure. And look at that Howling Blast. Beautiful combo. Oh my god. Good lord, have mercy. Yep, Benny is able to survive even. They take the fort. At the top lane though, Illidan is just doing Illidan things. So yeah, well, Illidan is attacking here. But yeah, that Howling Blast down there was just absolutely perfect. And the follow-up was of course fantastic as well. So Illidan is pushing. Objective is back up on the map. Suljin's at 15 stacks, at least has the range increase. And now that everybody is slowly starting to move in, Suljin moved back, he halved back home. But likely this is an Immortal for the Saboteurs. I mean, they have such a fantastic lead right now. And even after the halftime show is already over, they can already go in for it. There's a stun, there's a root, there's a ult, and that's a dead Cure. It should be, it has to be, there's no other way. Cure surviving is insane. What? The mosh pit saves him? Okay. Cure is alive and Haas is about to fall. Nice combo again by Dino, but not enough. How did Cure survive that? Without ETC in that mosh pit, there was just no chance. But Illidan is dying, and that is a 5 versus 4 again on the map, and they can easily tap the fountain, which they already do. They're already playing around with the Immortal a little bit more here. And yeah, just to give you an idea of a general nice effort trying to drop it down, but 50% shield is actually all that they can hope for here, at least. So I think, yep, there it is. Dino, ooh, can they kill him? Can they kill Kel'Thuzad? Ah, they cannot. No, and now they might fall victim to Misha. Misha, heal. Odin is also out. That's another problem. They got all out of the fight, but they sacrificed a lot of abilities and a lot of cooldowns that they would probably love to have for defense. So 27,000 now for Khaldor. Topside attack is coming. Suljin is also looking at the same amount of damage roughly than Khaldor here. And with that, we have a fort about to get destroyed. Now, Illidan is again trying to do the same thing down at the bottom of the map. But at the same time, Dino is now trying to siege up with Khaldor even further. The idea, of course, being take down that fort, the keep, or at least the keep wall if you can't get the ladder. So, Howling Blasts are coming in. Stuns, Cure barely jumping out. There's so much lockdown. So much CC. So many slows, too. I mean, Benny alone with the Frozen Tempest. But Illidan is doing Illidan things. This is something that Rich has done in the past for his team, and he's just taking structures down. Now the team is again moving away here, as Tyranna's Owl is just absolutely spasming out there. I mean, honestly, that Owl needs to stop going for the crack pipe. That's just like, it's spasming out the entire time, and yeah, it's kind of nuts. So we nearly have level 16. Suljin, again, sitting at 20 hits. Yeah. Nothing too insane. It's actually pretty meh. Arthas is able to get the camp here, and the spider build is now done with level 16 talents kicking in. That gives us the spider colony. Khaldor, in the meantime, has now gone into Hungering Cold over here. So yeah, with that route, it gets nasty quickly. Khaldor is amazing for sieging up, so just getting the connections there with a chain, trying to hit those, and you can already tell how everybody on the side of the Akatsuki has to be so super careful that they're playing this properly. Illidan can of course come in with a hunt whenever there's a big problem, but the one thing that he has been doing the entire game is just sit on that side lane, get forts destroyed, and make sure that he doesn't get ganked. So Dartmok is just getting them experience, getting them closer to level 16, tries to play it as safe as he possibly can, while at the same time stacking his level 1 talent. And they are just hoping for late game. That's what they're trying to do here. Let Illidan stack, let Illidan take some forts down, let him keep you in experience range, defend, 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 and then once you have level 16 and you can finally take a battle again, then try and make your move. With level 16, we got the sizzling attacks. No Mercy is in. And both teams, again, trying to go for a quick race. It's just pretty much a damage exchange. So, yep, off we go. And it's, I mean, pretty much dead even. Slight advantage for the blue team. But very, very even thus far, and now the real fight can start up. That Owl, honestly, that thing is high on drugs. I mean, seriously, lay off the speed for a little bit. Whatever kind of stuff that thing's taking, it needs to back off a little bit. This thing is just spazzing out all over the screen. It's kind of crazy. Oh, talking about spazzing out. Masquerade. Oh, yeah. He's still alive. Gets nibbled in. Illidan came in. Is pretty much alone right now. Can't believe that they couldn't kill ETC here. But Dartmok is also in a bit of trouble going up against Gary the Gargantuan. That's gonna be a kill essentially against Skog, I guess. Oh, Illidan, ETC, and Suljin. Now all of them are dead. All three of them. And that all happened after they killed Hazu. It looked good for a moment. Now it's Morales that just gets walked down. No chance. Goodbye, my friend. And they are, of course, in a great spot. At the bot lane, the wave with the camp has gone for keep and nearly destroyed the entire thing. And obviously, they're immediately moving in here to take this one down. They're trying to go for Cure too, and Cure gets actually caught. Cure gets caught. What? No, not like this. Cure goes down, and that's game. It could be game. Death timers are... yeah, they're backing off. I was just about to say. Death timers are so low that would be a gamble. There is no reason to take that gamble. 3 heroes coming back and a 4th one 8 seconds later. You better back off in that situation. Just take the Immortal, take the second keep, and make sure that you're not YOLOing it. Just imagine being wiped at the core here, and then your opponent crosses the map. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened with Cure, though. I mean, he kind of blanked a little bit. I was waiting the entire time for him to try and dash out or something like that, but it just didn't happen. So now they have a camp at the top 2. 14, 2, 3, level 19 to level 17, and it's time for another keep to get attacked. So... well, with that, we have a chance to maybe even get level 20 talents for the Saboteurs. Damage output 39,000 for Nazeebo. And here comes Illidan going for Tyrande. He hates her. Dartmok gets caught and killed. And Cure is about to get wrecked as well. They go for Suljin first. Bye-bye. Enough trolling for now. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is likely going to be it. With this, the keep is falling. The shifting malice comes in on 20. Nazeebo has in the meantime gone directly for the bad medicine. And we have the shooting star over here. They go for Cure and he goes down, and that is a W for the Saboteurs. They decide the grand final in their favor with a 3-1 victory. Nicely done. They are the champions of qualifier number 5. GG. Well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.